Hi guys, welcome to today's class. Today we'll be looking at top likely JAMB questions compiled from different years. Alright, our first question says, Mr. Aborowa bought a car for 200,000 and later sold it for 170,000. What is the percentage loss? Now, since his cost price is 200,000 and his selling price is 170,000, then our loss equals selling price, cost price minus selling price. Okay, so our cost price here is 200,000 minus 170,000, which gives us 30,000. So if his loss is 30,000, to calculate our percentage loss, we will be having it as loss all over cost price times 100 over 1. Now, in this case, our loss is 30,000, while our cost price is 200,000 times 100 over 1. So we can cancel out our zeros. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this leaves us with 30 divided by 2, which gives us 15%. So he made a loss percentage of 15%, which is our option C. Now, to our question 2, it says, find the 19th term of an AP. We have the first term of our AP is 5 over 6. The second term is 8 over 6. And the third term is 11 over 6. Now, for us to find the 19th term, well, first of all, since we have our A as 5 over 6, we need to find a common difference, which is D. All right, in order to find your common difference, you're doing your T2 minus T1. Now, our T2 in this case is 8 over 6 minus our T1, which is 5 over 6. Now, our common denominator will be 6. So this gives us 8 minus 5, which gives us 3 over 6. Breaking it down to its lowest term, we have it as 1 over 2. So our common difference will be 1 over 2. Now, applying our arithmetic progression formula that says your Tn equals A plus bracket open n minus 1 D, where n is the number of terms, A is your first term in your sequence, and D is the common difference in your sequence. So here, our n will be our 19th term. So T19 equals A plus 19 minus 1 and times D. Now, our A from our sequence is 5 over 6 plus 19 minus 1 will give us 18 times our D, common difference, which is half. Okay, so this becomes 5 over 6 plus 1 here, 2 here, 1, 2 here into 18, 9. So our answer will become 9 whole number 5 over 6. So the 19th term of this sequence will be 9 whole number 5 over 6. Okay, so our next question, it says, the bearing of y from point x is 150. What is the bearing of x from y? Now, if we look at that question carefully, we have 2 points. We have point x and point y. Now, it says the bearing of y from x is 150. So if we look at our coordinates, we have our north, east, west, and south. Now, each of these quadrants is in 90 degrees. So our 150 will fall between our east and south, which gives us 90 plus 60 will give us 150 degrees. So if this is 90 plus 60 degrees to give us 150, all right, that means if we do this at point y, if we run our alternate angles, this angle here will be what? 60 degrees. And now they're asking us for the bearing of x from y. So in calculating our bearing, we always take reference from our north pole. So reading this, we have 90 plus 90, which is 180, plus another 90, which gives us 270. So for our bearing of x from y will become 270 plus 60 degrees, which gives us 270 plus 60. This is 0, 3, 3. So this will give us 330 degrees. So the bearing of x from y will be 330 degrees. Now, our next question says, if the mean of 3, 5, 8, k, 14, and 17 is 11, all right, what is the value of k? Now, for us to find the value of k, we have to apply a mean formula. A mean says a summation all over our number. Now, our numbers there, we have it as 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus k plus 14 and plus 17. How many numbers do we have there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, divided by 6. The mean is what? 11. Okay, now adding these numbers up, 3 plus 17 gives us 20. 20 plus 8 plus 14 gives us 22. That makes 44. 42. So 42 plus 5 gives us 47. All right? And this becomes 11 equals 47 plus k all over 6. All right? Now, cross multiplying, we have 6 times 11 to give us 66 equals 47 plus k. So our k would become 66 minus 47. So if we are doing 66 minus 47, we are having our k, the value of k, to be 19. So the value of k in this question would be 19, which is our option C. All right, so our next question, it says, from the top of a story building, the angle of depression of a mango on a tree 20 meters away from the base of the story building. So our next question, it says, from the top of a story building, the angle of depression of a mango on a tree 20 meters away from the base of the story building is 68 degrees. If the mango is 4.5 meters above the ground, what is the height of the story building to the nearest meter? Now, in interpreting this, we have a story building. Now, this is our top, and this is the foot of the building. All right? Now, it says the mango tree is on a tree 4.5 meters high, and it's what? 20 meters away from the base of the story building. All right, so our angle of depression to the mango, now our angle of depression is what? 68 degrees. That means from the mango, our angle of elevation is also what? 68 degrees. All right. Now, we are asked to calculate the height of this building. Now, in this, we are going to have this as 4.5 and x. So we need to find our x. All right. Looking at height of the building, we have it as total height equals 4.5 plus x. But now we need to find the value of x. Now, in order to find the value of x, we are going to have this in this form. We are going to have a triangle in this form, where this is our O. Let's call this O, T, and our mango, M. So this is 68, and this is 20 meters. So we are looking for x. Now, these forms are opposite, and these forms are adjacent. Now, since we have opposite and adjacent, we are going to use our tan theta. Tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. Okay, so now this becomes tan 68 equals opposite is x over adjacent, which is 20. So therefore, our x equals 20 tan 68. Now, if we look at our tan 68 equals 20 times 2.4751. All right, times 20. Our value of x will be 49.50. So this gives us in meters. So now to our total height here, we have it as 4.5 plus 49.50. So plus 4.5 gives us 49.5 plus 4.5 gives us our total height of the building becomes 54 meters. So the height of the building to the nearest meter will be 54 meters. Now, the next question says the mean age of 12 boys involved in a survey is 19 years, 3 months. If the age of one of the boys is 22 years, what is the mean age of the other boys? Now, we have 12 boys. For 12 boys, we have it as our mean. Remember, our mean formula is our mean equals EFX over N. All right. Now, in this case, our N equals 12. Now, our mean, we are told mean is 19 years, 3 months. Okay. So now, for us to find the total number of months in there, we are having it as converting 19 years, 3 months to months. We have now, we know that 1 year equals 12 months. So for 19 years, we have it as 12 times 19, which gives us 228. So plus 3 months would give us 231 months. So the mean of the 12 boys in months will be 231 months equals our number EFX, which we don't know, over the number of boys, which is 12. So to find the total number of years in months will become our EFX1 equals, let's call this EFX1, would be what? 231 times 12, which gives us 2772 months. Okay, now that's the total number of age of the 12 boys in months. Now they said if one of the ages of the boys is 22 years, now one boy is 22. Okay, now what is the mean age of the other 11 boys? So now if it's 22 years, now converting 22 years to months, we have 1 year equals 12 months. So 22 years would give us what? 12 times 22, which is 264 months. So for one of the boys is 264. So for us to calculate the mean age of the other 11 boys, we'll subtract 264 from 277. So for 11 boys, we are going to have it as 2772 minus 264. Okay, so this gives us 2772 minus 264. We will be having their total years as 2508. So now our mean would become 2508 divided by 11. So divided by 11 gives us 228 months. Now remember this in months. Now we are going to convert this months back to years. Now, still following our formula where we know that 1 year equals 12 months. So now reverse 228 months equals how many years? So that will be 228 divided by 12, which will give us 19 years. So the mean age for the 11 boys would be 19 years, which is our option B. Our next question says, if cos x equals minus 5 over 13, where x is between our third quadrant, which is lying between 180 to 70 degrees, what is the value of tan x minus sine x? Now, following our quadrant rule, alright, where we have all, sine, tan, and cos. Now, since our x is in our third quadrant, and in the third quadrant, sine is negative, cos is negative, but tan alone is positive. Okay, now bearing in mind this, we are given that cos x equals minus 5 over 13. And we know that cos theta is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So now, having our adjacent as 5 and hypotenuse as 13, that means we can find our opposite. Using our Pythagoras theorem, we have our hypotenuse as 13 and adjacent as 5. Okay? Now, for us to find our opposite, we'll be doing 13 squared equals 5 squared plus x squared, which is our Pythagoras theorem. So this becomes 169 minus 25 equals x squared. So this will give us 144 equals x squared. So x equals root of 144, which is 12. So our opposite will be 12. And sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse, which gives us 12 over 13. But now, since sine is negative, our sine theta, sine x here will become what? Minus 12 over 13. While tan theta is opposite over adjacent, would give us what? Opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 12, adjacent is 5. So, and tan theta is positive. So our tan theta, tan x here will become what? 12 over 5. Now back to our question where it says subtract tan x minus sine x. Our tan x is what? 12 over 5 minus sine x, which is minus 12 over 13. Now, this becomes 12 over 5 plus 12 over 13. Now, our LCM here will give us 65, which is 13 times 5. All right. Now, 5 into 65 will give us 13. So 13 times 12 will give us 156 plus 5 in 13 here, 5 times 12 will give us 60. So this gives us 156 plus 60, which gives us 216 over 65. So our tan x minus sine x would be 216 divided by 65, which is option D. All right, so our next question, it says, given that 3 minus y divided by 2x equals 6y plus 7 divided by 4x minus 5. Find the value of x when y is 2. So now we are going to substitute directly for the value of y, which is 2. So this gives us 3 minus 2 all over 2x equals 6 bracket 2 plus 7 all over 4x minus 5. Now this gives us 1 over 2x equals 12, 6 times 2, 12, plus 7 give us 19 over 4x minus 5. Now cross multiplying, we have this as 4x minus 5 equals 19 times 2, 38x. All right, now collecting our like terms, we have this as 4x minus 38. Okay, let's keep it positive. This becomes 38x minus 4x equals 5. So here will give us 34x equals 5. Okay, so here we have it as x equals 5 over 34. So the value of x will be 5 over 34, which is our option C. All right, now our next question says an arc of a circle subtends at an angle of 75 degrees of the center of the circle. If the diameter of the circle is 7 cm, what is the length of the arc? Now we should take pi to be 3.142. Now, if we have an arc, we have a circle. So for us to find this sector, all right, and this is said to be 75 degrees, so we have to find the length of this arc. All right, now in order to get the length of the arc, we are told that the diameter of the circle is 7 cm. Now, if diameter is 7, that means our radius will be 3.5. Diameter divided by 2. Now, length of arc would be theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Now, where our theta here is 75 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times, okay, in this case, 3.142 times 3.5. So having that, we have this as 75 times 2 times 3.142 times 3.5 divided by 360. So this gives us 4.58 centimeters. So the length of arc will be 4.58 centimeters, which is our option A. Now, our next question says, if the number of elements in set A is 6 and the number of elements in set B is 5, we have number of elements in set A equals 6 and number of elements in set B equals 5. Now, if for A intersection B, we have a number of elements to be 2, find A union B. So we are looking for number of elements in A union B. Now, I will try to exemplify this, but let me explain it in a simple way. Now, since we have an intersection, some of elements in both sets, set A, we have 6 plus 5, which is 11. And out of these 11 numbers, 2 are common in between the two. That's what we have as intersection. So for our A union B, we have it as 11 minus 2, which will give us 9. Now, in order to explain this further, let's look at it as if set A is having, if our set A is having A, B, C, D, E, F, all right? And our set B is having A, B, G, H, and I, okay, as the elements. Now, since A and B are common, now if you're having a union is a joining of all the elements in both sets. So this becomes A union B would give us A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just like as we have here. So the number of elements in A union B would be 9. Now, 3 boys shared X oranges among themselves in the ratio of 3, 5, 8. All right, and the smallest share was 45 oranges. Find the value of X. Now, we have our ratio as 3, 5, and 8. Now, the total number of ratio will be 8 plus 5 plus 3 gives us 16. Okay, now if the smallest share, which is 3 shares, got 45 oranges, that means 1 share would be 45 divided by 3, which is 15 oranges. Now, so for the total number of oranges, if 1 share is 15 oranges, So 5 shares would be 15 times 5, which will give us 75. And 8 shares would be 15 times 8, which gives us 120 oranges. So total oranges would be 45 plus 75 plus 120, which gives us 240 oranges. So the total number of oranges shared was 240. All right, to the next question. It says, find the value of k such that t squared plus kt plus 25 over 4 is a perfect square. Now we'll be using our formula that says b squared equals 4ac, where in this case we have t squared plus kt plus 25 over 4. Here our a is t, our b is k, and our c is 25 over 4. Now applying here, we have this as k squared equals 4 times what? Our a is t, which is 1, okay, plus times our 25 over 4, which is c. Okay, now our a here will be 1 since there's no value for t here. So this becomes 4 cancels 4, leaving us as k squared equals 25. So the value of k will be root of 25, which gives us 5. So the value of k that makes it a perfect square is 5. Okay, now to the next question. It says the angle of elevation of the top T of a pole from a point X on the horizontal ground is 32. So we have, this is our pole, this is the top, point T, these are horizontal, our point X, angle of elevation 32. If X is 68 meters away from the foot of the pole, so this is F, foot of the pole, 68 meters away. Now, calculate the height, Ft, of the pole and correct to 1 decimal place. Now, in order to calculate the height, since you're looking for this, X, this is our opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. So we are going to use our Pythagoras our SOHCAHTOA, where we have SOHCAHTOA, where we are going to use opposite and adjacent, which is tan. So this becomes tan 32 equals x over 68. All right, so x would be 68 times tan 32, and x equals 68 tan 32. Tan 32 is giving us times 0.6249, okay, times 68. This gives us x equals 42.4911. Now they say to the nearest 1 decimal place. So to the nearest 1 decimal place becomes 42.5 meters. So our distance or the height of the pole will be 42.5 meters. Okay, our next question says, if the volume of a cube is 8 times 10 raised to the power 3 centimeters cube, what is the surface area of the cube? Now, we have our volume to be 8 times 10 raised to the power 3, which can be rewritten as 8,000. Okay, now the cube root of 8,000 will give us 20. Since we have our volume, remember that volume equals L times length, since it's a cube, all the sides are equal. So that will become L cube. So for us to find L, if L cube equals 8,000, so for us to have L, we're having it as cube root of 8,000, okay, which gives us 20. Now, knowing that our length is 20, and we have to find the surface area. So surface area of cube equals 6L squared. Okay? Now, having it as 6L squared, this becomes 6 times 20 squared. And 20 squared is 400. So this gives us 6 times 400, which gives us 2,400 centimeter squared. So the surface area of the cube will be 2,400 centimeter squared. Now, a chord is drawn 12 centimeters away from the center of a circle of radius 13 cm. What is the length of the chord? Now, we have a circle, and now this is the center. We have a chord. Now, they said it's drawn 12 centimeters away. So this is 12 cm away from the center of the circle, and the radius is what? 13. Now, we have a right angle triangle here, where we have it as 12 and 13. So we have to find our x. Now, applying our Pythagoras theorem here, where we have hypotenuse squared equals opposite squared plus adjacent squared. We have this, our hypotenuse as 13 squared equals opposite will become 12 squared plus x squared. So this will be 169 equals 144 plus x squared. So this will give us 169 minus 144 to give us our x squared. Now 169 minus 144 will give us 25, which is equals to x squared. So x would be 5 centimeters. Now, if x is 5 centimeters, the length of chord will be 5 times 2 or 5 plus 5, which will give us 10 centimeters. So our length of chord will be 10 centimeters. Okay, to our next question, it says a bottle of malt costs 3 times a bottle of Mirinda. Now, if 5 bottles of malt, okay, one malt equals 3 Mirindas. Okay, so it says 5 malts plus 4 Mirindas equals 380. Now, let's represent our malt as y. Let malt equals y and Mirinda equals x. Okay, so now we have it as 5x plus 4y equals 380. All right, now, but we know that 5y plus 3x, 4x. So we know that 1 malt, which is y, equals 3x. So 5 malt will become 3 times 5, which will give us 15x. So replacing our 5y with 15x here, we have it as 15x plus 4x equals 380. So this gives us 19x equals 380. So x equals 380 over 19, which will give us 20. So the cost of 1 Mirinda would be what? 20 naira. So if 1 Mirinda is costing 20 naira, how much does 1 malt cost? Back to our equation where we have 1y, which is malt. 1 malt equals 3 Mirinda. So that means 1 Mirinda will become 3 times 20, which will give us 60. So 1 malt would cost 60 naira. Okay, to our next question. It says 2 bits are drawn at random, one after the other, with replacements from a box containing 5 reds and 7 whites. Now, and the bits are identical. What is the probability that the bits drawn are of same color? Now, looking at probability of red. Now, probability of picking a red first will be 5 over 12. 7 plus 5 will give us a 12. Okay? So, probability of red will be 5 over 12 times 5 over 12, which gives us 25 over 144. Now, probability of white would be 7 over 12. Okay? So, probability of white will be 7 over 12 times 7 over 12, which gives us 49 over 144. Okay, now, since we're looking at the probability of picking same colors, we are going to add the probability of either picking red plus the probability of picking white. So, probability of same colors would be probability of red plus probability of white. Now, probability of red we have as 25 over 144 plus 49 over 144. So adding this up, we have a common denominator, which is 144 divided by, so 25 plus 1 plus 79, 25 plus 49 equals 74. Okay, so we can break this down with 2. 2 into 74 will give us 37 all over 72. So the probability of picking same colors from our basket or box would be 37 over 72. All right, our next question says, simplify. We have root 6a raised to power minus 2 times root 24 a raised to power 6. Okay, now we have this. Since this minus 2 is just for a and raised to power 6 is just for a, so we can rewrite this. Well, we know that mathematically our root sign is raised to power minus is raised to power half, so we can rewrite this as, and it's shareable, so we can have this as 6 raised to power half times a raised to power half times minus 2 times 24 raised to power half times a raised to power 6 times 6 raised to power a raised to power 6 times half. All right, so this cancels out, leaving us with 6 raised to power half times a raised to power minus 1 times 24 raised to power half times a raised to power 3. Okay, now collecting our terms together, this becomes 6 raised to power half times 24 raised to power half times a raised to power what? 3. Since this is multiplication turns to addition, plus minus 1 plus minus 1. Okay, now this will become 6 times 24. That should be 144. 6 times 24, that's 144. 144 square root times a raised to power 3 what? 3 raised to power 2. A raised to power 3 minus 1 will give us 2. So our root 144 will give us plus or minus 12 a squared. So our answer will become plus or minus 12 a squared, which is our option D. All right, guys, with this, we've come to the end of today's lecture. If there'll be any questions, put them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in our next class.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 types of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Kakao,